What's up everybody, Wattable7 here, and welcome back to a brand new Yu-Gi-Oh! Duel Links video. Today's discussion video is going to be based off of the character unlock for Blair Flannigan. Currently in Yu-Gi-Oh! Duel Links, at the time that I'm recording this video, we have this event called Blair Flannigan's Maiden in Love event. This event's going to allow us to unlock the character Blair Flannigan. Now, currently as I'm recording this video, the character isn't unlockable yet. If you open up Yu-Gi-Oh! Duel Links right now and take a look at the event details, the game will tell you exactly what time the character is going to be unlockable for you. Personally, for me, on February 27th at 11 p.m. CDT, after I accumulate 1,200,000 event points in this event, I'll be able to unlock Blair Flannigan in Yu-Gi-Oh! Duel Links. And the reason why I'm looking forward to unlocking this character is, one, since it is a Yu-Gi-Oh! GX character, it's going to be at level 45, and that means a lot of spicy free gems. On top of that, there seems to be a lot of really good level up reward cards for the character. Now, if we hop into the Duel Studio real quick, you guys can do a little trick right now if you are watching this video before February 28th. If you do this, go to the card catalog, and one thing that's really cool is that if you sort your filter, if you click the little drop down arrow right here, as you can see on my screen, and click sort, and then you click on release date, you guys get to see all these new cards that are introduced into Yu-Gi-Oh! Duel Links. And what's interesting is there's cards like Twilight Eraser, Punishment Dragon. This card is actually already available in the game. If you click how to obtain, it'll pop up from Blair Flannigan's Maiden in Love event. But we have cards like Ryko, Twilightsworn Fighter, and other interesting stuff right here. And if you click on the how to obtain button for these cards specifically, it says currently unavailable. Now, the reason why I believe that these are going to be the Blair level up reward cards is simply for the fact that every time there is cards in Yu-Gi-Oh! Duel Links that are not attainable to the players whatsoever, a lot of these cases are cards like Swords of Revealing Light, where they were used by certain NPCs in like tactical events, for example. There's all sorts of scenarios like that where you go against certain NPCs in certain events, and due to that, they have cards only exclusive to them. So due to that, the fact that they do pop up in the card catalog, and even though they say currently unavailable, this clearly is an indicator that, hey, these cards are probably going to be obtainable once Blair becomes unlockable in Yu-Gi-Oh! Duel Links, which is only happening in a couple days as I'm recording this video. And what I wanted to do for today's video is specifically talk about these cards, because while I haven't hardcore played Lightsworns, these cards seem really cool. Like, I took like a first glance. I didn't do like a deep dive on the cards yet. I took like a first glance at a couple of these cards, and they seem cool. I kind of want to educate myself on what these cards do, and I would love to discuss about them on this YouTube channel. So due to that, if you guys are, watching to this point and you guys are hyped for today's discussion on all of these secret level up reward cards that we're going to be getting in a couple days, be sure to show your support on the video by hitting the like button on the video down below, and subscribe to the YouTube channel so you guys don't miss out on any spicy Duel Links content. But of course, you can wait to like and subscribe until you watch the entire video. Without further ado though, let's go take a look at all these new Lightsworn support cards, because I'm genuinely interested in these cards and I think they're pretty cool. I think for today's video, we're going to start from the lowest rarity and go all the way up to the highest rarity when talking about Blair's level up reward cards. So first, we're going to disappoint ourselves by talking about this card right here. Now, I genuinely do not know how to pronounce this card. We're just going to call this Averted Destruction. This is a normal trap card in Yu-Gi-Oh! Duel Links. Both players must keep their hands revealed this turn. While their hands are revealed by this effect, if they both have a card with the same name in their hands, neither player can activate cards with that name or their effects. I guess for a normal card, I could definitely see this as like a tech card in certain events. Honestly, this is a card that I could see if a specific meta in the game has a lot of mirror matches, you're playing in a tournament, and you just need to side deck this card real quick. But then at the same time, you also limit yourself from being able to activate the card, so yeah, I can kind of see why this is a normal rarity, because even though you can try to use this card to like counter your opponent if you're in a mirror match, at the same time, since you are in the mirror match, you stop your own combos from happening. So yeah, this is just too situational of a card in my opinion. It's a cool effect. I find it very interesting, but yeah, you can definitely kind of like stop yourself from doing certain plays and stuff. But I guess, hey, if you got a Kite Roid in your hand and your opponent got a Kite Roid in hand, both of you guys ain't using your Kite Roids today, so you can try that with this card. So I don't know, maybe somebody with a big old brain can figure out a cool combo with this card. Other than that, I think this card is going to not be used by many people. It is a normal card after all, but it is interesting nonetheless. So the first Twilightsworn we're going to be taking a look at is Twilightsworn General. This is a level 4 Dark Warrior effect monster. Once per turn, you can banish one Lightsworn monster from your hand or graveyard, then target one face-up monster in the field. It loses attack and defense equal to the banished monster level times 300 until the end of this turn. Once per turn, if your other Lightsworn monster effect is activated, send the top 2 cards of your deck to the graveyard. This card has 1800 attack and 1200 defense. This card is good for multiple reasons. So, first of all, its banish effect is actually going to be very helpful for a card we're going to talk about later in this video, Punishment Dragon. So that's some combo right there. Another thing that I've noticed about this is that traditionally Lightsworn cards are light attribute monsters, but the fact that these Twilightsworn cards combo with Lightsworn monsters is very interesting because this opens up the opportunity to play cards like Chaos Sorcerer, Light Pulsar Dragon, Dark Pulse Dragon, what was the other guy that I'm thinking of? Thunder Dragon Duo, like a bunch of cards that special summon themselves by banishing a light and dark monster. Comboing that with Lightsworns now with this new support is going to be very beneficial because it's going to be something that you can do easily now. So that's one thing I'm looking forward to because I love playing those light and dark monsters so you can special summon by banishing a light and dark monster from the graveyard to the banish zone. So that's really cool right there. Second thing is that its effect is not too shabby because when you banish Lightsworn monster, you can target one of your face-up monster or face-up monster on the field and it loses attack and defense. This is going to allow you the opportunity to possibly inflict some damage to your opponent and weaken one of their strong monsters that you can get over now, which is really cool. So I like this card. It's a solid beater. It's 1800 attack, which isn't too shabby for the deck. It's a dark attribute monster, so you can combo that with your Lightsworn monsters and go for some light and dark plays. I like it. I like the card. Next up, we're going to take a look at Ryko, Twilightsworn Fighter. This is a 2-star dark beast effect monster. When this card is normal summon or flipped face up, you can banish one Lightsworn monster from your hand or graveyard and banish one card on the field. Once per turn, if your other Lightsworn monster effect is activated, send the top 3 cards of your deck to the graveyard. If I'm reading this card correctly, this card is actually kind of insane. So, on summon, you can banish one Lightsworn monster in your hand or graveyard and then banish any card on the field. That is actually crazy because, one, that's not a target effect. So cards that ignore target effects can't play around this because it just says banish. It doesn't say target. That's fucking crazy. The fact that this is an SR card that hopefully is going to be a level up reward card for Blair Flannigan. Okay, dog, I see you, deadass. I think this is a box card. I don't know why it's popped up in Yu-Gi-Oh! Duel Links right now, but if this is a Blair Flannigan level up reward card, insane. This card is kind of insane right here. Very similar to this card right here, Ryko, Lightsworn Hunter, but this one says destroy one card in the field. But yeah, Ryko over here, shout out to the boy. He going dark mode and he just banishes stuff now, which is really cool. So yeah, I like this card. And like I said, thanks to the banish effect, it's gonna combo well with this card we're gonna talk about later, Punishment Dragon. So that's very cool. Now we're gonna talk about this card right here because it is related to the other Twilightsworn cards. Currently, you can't obtain this without unlocking Blair. This is one of the cards you can farm for in the current event. Also, we gotta discuss about this card because honestly, this card is looking like a snack. Anyways, though, Lila, Twilightsworn Enchantress, is a 4-star dark spellcaster effect monster. Once per turn, when a spell, a trap, or effect is activated, quick effect. You can banish one Lightsworn monster from your hand or graveyard, then target one face-up spell and trap card on the field, destroy it. Once per turn, if another Lightsworn monster effect is activated, send the top 3 cards of your deck to the graveyard. Honestly, I don't think this card is as good as the other one right here, Lila, Lightsworn Princess, or Sorceress. This one, the non-Twilight version, I like more because of the fact that you can target any spell and trap card that your opponent controls, and then destroy it. Of course, you have to switch this card to defense position to fully activate the effect, but yeah, you get to straight up destroy the card. This card only states that you can do it, or you only can do it by targeting a face-up spell trap card on the field and destroy it. So this one right here pops the card. This one also pops cards, but it's only when they're face-up, so I'm kind of mediocre about this card, to be fair. Probably is why it's just a farm card from the event, but still, it's another Twilightsworn card that you could consider running into the deck. Since it is a farmable card, you can get 3 copies of it, because at the time of recording this video, we actually don't know if these cards are yet her level up reward cards, but like I said, in the beginning of the video, I feel like they are. It would just make the most sense. And on top of that, we don't know how many how many copies of these cards we're going to be able to obtain. So it's going to be interesting, very interesting indeed. But still, neat card that we can get 3 copies of. Next up, we're going to be taking a look at a card called Punishment Dragon. This is an 8-star dark dragon effect monster. It cannot be normal summon or set. It must be special summoned from your hand by possessing 4 or more banished Lightsworn monsters with different names. Once per turn, quick effect, you can pay 1,000 light points, shuffle to the deck all cards in the graveyards and all face-up banished cards except Lightsworn monsters. Once per turn, if your Lightsworn monster effect is activated, send the top 4 cards of your deck to the graveyard. This card is 3,000 attack, 2,600 defense points. Now, I don't know how many copies I would run of this card if it is going to be a card that you can get 2 to 3 copies of. But this is definitely a good one of tech, I gotta say, and definitely going to be the thumbnail monster whenever I make a Twilightsworn deck. But this card's neat. It's neat because of the fact that, like we talked about with all the previous Twilight cards, basically all of them are related to just banishing cards, and due to that, you can summon your boy Punishment Dragon. Also, like I said earlier in the video, if you play cards like Thunder Dragon, Duo, Chaos Sorcerer, cards like those, you can also banish other Lightsworn monsters and then have those 4 different monsters, so then you can summon into Punishment Dragon. So there's definitely a lot of cards that's going to easily allow us to banish Lightsworn monsters to summon this card in the field. And what's nice about its effect is that while this card's effect is clearly not as good as a card like Judgment Dragon, it's still a decent effect where if you pay 1,000 life points, shuffle all of the cards from the graveyard and banish them back into decks, that's not bad at all, because a lot of decks in this game do like to use the graveyard and banish zone for combos. So potentially shuffling all those cards back into the decks could potentially help you out in a duel, especially if you have the advantage, because then your opponent's going to have a harder time to draw into the cards that they need, and they're going to be able to not go into some of the combos that they would have gone to if you didn't do it in the first place. So Punishment Dragon is going to be a cool card, probably not like the boss, well, it is the boss monster of the deck, but I still feel like cards like Chaos Sorcerer and Thunder Dragon Duo are probably going to see a little bit more play compared to this card if people do decide to play the Twilightsworn, Lightsworn decks in general. So the next card we're going to take a look at is Twilight Eraser. It's a normal trap card. If you control 2 or more Lightsworn monsters with the same type of different names, you can banish 2 Lightsworn monsters from your graveyard, then target 2 cards on the field, banish them. If this card is sent from the deck to the graveyard by a Lightsworn monster's effect, especially a Lightsworn monster from your hand. This card is so good on so many levels, and this is another card that I'm surprised that it could potentially be a level up reward card for Blair. And if it is, Blair's coming through with some good cards for Lightsworns, that's for sure. First things first, if you don't accidentally mill this card, if you control 2 Lightsworn monsters with a different type of different name, or same type of different names, you can banish 2 of them from your graveyard and target 2 cards of field and banish them. So that's a solid effect, because if you have, you know, Lila and you have Jan both on the field vibing, you got that Twilight Eraser, you can target 2 cards on the field and banish them. It sucks that it is a target effect, but it still doesn't change the fact that you get to banish 2 cards. Really good effect right there. And that first effect of Twilight Eraser is really good, but the effect that you're probably going to trigger the most is its second effect, where if this card is sent from the deck to the graveyard by Lightsworn monsters effect, you can special summon 1 Lightsworn monster from your hand. That is crazy cool, because thanks to this, you're going to be able to go into your Celestia if you really want to. You can special summon your Lightsworn Dragon right here. Like, you can summon into any of these like Lightsworn monsters as long as they you know, Wolf you can't do it, but all the other boys you can. So it's really cool. Like, Twilight Eraser is going to work really well with the Lightsworn deck, that's for sure, for just multiple of reasons. So I think Twilight Eraser is going to be a really good card, and I'm genuinely looking forward to unlocking Blair and Yu-Gi-Oh! Duel Links, because this new Lightsworn support is pretty freaking spicy. Nonetheless, though, it's going to be it for today's Yu-Gi-Oh! Duel Links discussion video. If you guys watched to the end of the video and you have not already, be sure to go hit that like button on the video down below and subscribe to the channel for more Yu-Gi-Oh! Duel Links content. Also, while you're at it, comment down below what's your favorite new Lightsworn support card that we're going to be getting from Blair Flannigan in Yu-Gi-Oh! Duel Links. This is really cool. I'm really looking into all this new support, and I can't wait to play a Lightsworn deck on the YouTube channel. So yeah, be sure to hit that subscribe button, homies. Nonetheless, though, thank you so much for watching today's Yu-Gi-Oh! Duel Links video, and I'll go see you guys in the next one. Peace out, everybody.
Off in the cycle repeat. A lie. How many chasing their dreams? A lie. How many of us give up cause we taking the failure as if it's defeat? A lie. How many of us is weak? A lie. How many of us is scared? A lie. How many of us don't understand that we got somebody who really cares? A lie.